All right, folks, today I'm going to show you how to change the focus lens on the SUP23T gun. One of the reasons I like the 23T is because it has these removable lens cartridges. This one in the front here is going to be your protective lens. It's the one that comes out by hand. It's the easy one. It's the one you're going to do the most often because it protects everything else. The focus lens itself is the second cartridge here, and you're going to need a number 0. I call it a star screwdriver to take that one out. The other thing you're going to want to make sure you do, have a nice clean space. Wash your hands first or wear gloves. These lenses are sensitive to having residue or anything oil on their surfaces, so you're going to want to make sure they stay nice and clean. So you're going to start by taking out these two little tiny screws here. And then, like I said, so it's kind of a cartridge. This one's just a cover, and then the cartridge is underneath. Notice the direction, all the wording, everything is read as if this way. That's the direction you want to actually remove the cartridge. So then you'll see on top here, there's a kind of just a locking piece. So you're just going to turn that 90 degrees to take it off. And then underneath here, you've got your lens. So you're going to want to try to make sure you only touch the edges. If you do touch the surface, use some glass cleaner, or I just use the rag that came with my sunglasses, and then I use that to clean it. It tends to work pretty well. So we're gonna put that one away, and then I'm putting on the 20F800, which is a 4.5 millimeter thick, which also gives me the I think it's 120 mil wide cleaning band. So, all right, so when on here, you're gonna see one side is convex, meaning an outside cup, and the other side is concave, meaning an inside cup. Now again, you wanna make sure you have a nice clean spot for this to try this out, to test this, but if you put it on a flat surface, if it rocks, that's the concave side, or convex side rather. If it doesn't rock, that's the concave side. So you're going to want the concave side to be facing the product. So the convex side is facing the laser. So in this case, so again, we want our lettering facing the back of the gun. We're going to put the convex side, or the bump side, however you want to call it, facing that way, and then the concave side facing the product. That's how it actually focuses the laser. Then we're going to put our locking lid back on, lock it into place, and slide it back into its home. Now you're going to make sure you want to do this in a clean place. If you don't have if you're in the shop or whatever, then I'd suggest put a piece of masking tape over this pocket while you're doing your work. That way you don't get any dust or anything in there that can cause damage to your lenses and just make your lenses wear out faster than they really should. Okay. Now we're just going to put our 2 screws back in. Okay, and it doesn't have to be too tight. You don't want to put those in there tight. They're really small. Tighten them up too much, you might strip them, and then you've got a much bigger problem on your hands. But yeah, so that's what we do. So that's the hardware side of it. Whenever you're switching over to a larger lens, you're also going to have to tell the machine that you're doing that. And then, so the larger lenses only work with the cleaning process. Whenever you're welding, there's only the one single lens that you're going to want to use for that. But yeah, so let's switch over. Now I'm going to show you guys how to set up the machine to work with this larger lens. The last thing you're going to need to do on the hardware side is remove nozzle itself. So this is called the scale tube, this piece here, and then this is the nozzle. This nozzle is basically a throwaway. When you kind of get a lot of heat build up, they're going to start to distort and build up. You're going to throw those away. Your scale tube actually has a scale on here. That's how you set your focus length. This gun tends to want to run at like about a -3 when welding, and then when cutting a little higher, like a -5. Yeah, but when you're cleaning, you just take the whole thing out. Kind of turn this back so it doesn't come off. And then I'm going to retract the wire so it's nice and out of the way as well. You can take that assembly off all the way if you want. I don't. I find it's you know, it's not worth the work. I can just retract it completely and get it out of the way.